Well, our next guest is making a return appearance with us here on The Deep Night. One of my favorite comedians out there. She's been on Comedy Central, MTV, CISO. You understand, before Quibi, there was CISO. She was a Just for Laughs new face. She's got a new album out right now called Chanel Number One, Chanel Ali. Whoop. There we
Hi,
go.
can you hear
Hello. I can hear you.
hi, we did it.
It's
Oh,
wonderful.
I didn't realize
Chanel,
I missed your voice, Dale. I tell you, you could teach a class called Potions. I'd take it twice.
well, I'm jotting that down and we'll do it. Uh, it's all about follow through, though, isn't it? Chanel, congratulations on the new album. It's absolutely terrific. Very funny.
Thank you so much. I didn't plan to release an album during a pandemic slash civil rights movement, but I do think that my curly hair is timely. I think it's okay. So I'm really happy to start my comedy legacy here. And my album is on Napster. Can you believe that?
Napster?
Didn't even know it still existed. They put my album on it. If I could go back in time and tell 13-year-old Chanel, one day your stuff's going to be on Napster.
Wow. That's almost like being on LimeWire.
Because
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Wow. I get a zip disk and put all the music I downloaded. Well, that's terribly exciting. Uh, that's good. Now, you are, I thought you were going to be in Brooklyn, and then you popped up, and now you're in some kind of lodge.
Yes, I'm up in the woods of Pocono, Pennsylvania. I decided to get out of New York almost 4 months ago, mostly because all the comedy clubs closed. And I was like, well, I don't see what I need to be here for.
But you haven't been doing comedy there, have you?
I have been doing comedy here. I've been doing it from this very spot on apps like this one.
Yes.
Uh, Watching people say LOL in the comment box feels terrible. I hate it.
I can imagine. Although that would be great if I could see just one. But do you see? Because I thought when you were in New York, you had a kind of roommate situation, so I would imagine that would be tough to do a lot of Zoom things with them. But is you have a little bit of privacy there in the Poconos?
Yes, I do. Much more so than I did in New York because I had three male roommates and they were all also comedians.
Ugh.
Fight
Yeah.
for stage time in your own home. Like, who needs that type of drama? But yeah, now I have way too much space, a very big house that just me and my boyfriend and his dog are occupying. And it just seems like every day we become 10 years older. It seems like we're watching fish and just, cleaning things. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, are you able to get out into nature? Are you near a lake or something?
Yes, yes, there's a lot of nature everywhere. We see deer every day. I saw a snake today. I saw a snake, took a picture of it, went on about my day. It's like, who do I think I am? I never thought this could happen. So it's been a whirlwind. The other day somebody hit me up on Instagram and said, "Hey, are you on a ranch? Did you buy a ranch?" And I wish I did, but it does feel like that's the lifestyle I'm living.
Yeah. Well, be careful; it could become permanent. You could buy a ranch.
I know. You think about it, people like Dave Chappelle, he lives in Ohio. He lives in the middle of nowhere with his family because that's what keeps him sane. So I don't know, maybe I'm a mountain lady. What's happening?
Whoa, that's just an exciting development. Not what I thought was going to happen. I spent a lot of time there as a teen in the Poconos.
Yeah.
So I'm very familiar with that terrain and spending time in an A-frame and being out on the lake in a canoe.
Yeah, that good mountain air. I like it.
Yeah, I rolled a moped there. I went to a teen dance night at the Mount Airy Lodge.
Risque.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty happening fella for a young man. But what were you scared of the snake though? Did it were you
I
cautious around it?
wasn't that scared. I've seen a few since I've been here, and it's crazy how quickly you adapt when your life changes. Because in New York, any type of bug freaks me out. But now I'm talking to bugs. I'm like, "What's up? You trying to get in here?" I know it's cool inside. I know.
Well, I think this is interesting because it may also expand your realm of references for comedy because you are involved in the Friars Club. Is that okay to talk about?
Yeah, it is. I am a
Okay.
friar.
That's pretty exciting. Traditionally, kind of an what I would assume is an old white guy club, but maybe they've
Yeah,
changed it.
it is. It is. I am definitely the diversity portion of the Friars Club. I remember thinking that when I got inducted that maybe I was the youngest, but they actually checked the book and it was like the youngest was a 18-year-old singer from like Berlin that they had made a friar. And I was like, interesting, interesting. But yeah, it's even walking around there, it feels like I shouldn't bump into things. Like maybe I'll break something. It's this incredible mansion in the middle of New York City that's just old and has butlers. And sometimes I go and sit in it and write things. It's weird.
This sounds very weird, and I'm a little jealous. But do you find yourself maybe feeling like you want to roast some of the animals you come across?
Oh yes, of course, of course. If anything, becoming a friar got my roasting skills up high. You know,
Right.
I anybody can get it. Nobody's safe.
Right. Well, I spend a lot of time here at the HQ looking out this window because that's where my desk is, and this is my kitchen table, my business table, my everything. And I look out this window, and I just am fascinated by the social life of this tree. And I'm trying to understand the community of it. Like, how far do squirrels go? Do the same
Right.
squirrels come back? Do they live in a hole?
Yeah.
Nobody has studied squirrels to my knowledge, so maybe no one knows. But that's the kind of thing that you could be paying attention to and then also kind of sticking it to them.
And I have been, we have a really cool pond in our backyard. It has about 40 fish. Some are koi, some are catfish, some are like various kinds we don't know. And we just have been wondering, are they experiencing the same type of civil unrest that the rest of the world is going through? Like,
Yeah.
are they stressed out? What type of things are happening in this society that we're not privy to? And also, let's really think about it. Let's do their voices and pretend to be various types of fish until we sort it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Because
I would be most nervous to approach a walleye, but it might be the kind of thing where if you can at least open up a dialogue with them, they might be willing to change some of their kind of old ideas about the pond.
you just got to find common ground. That's all that is.
You do. I don't trust a perch.
I didn't know you had these type of prejudices, but here we are.
If you want to get into it. As I said, I spent some time there as a teen. I'm no stranger to ponds in the Poconos.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Well, interesting's a strong word. But now, speaking of homes, we probably talked about this before, but we're both from Philadelphia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really
And
love-
yes. Uh, and I got to say, I'm for tearing all of these statues down. But the one I was most excited for was that Frank Rizzo sculpture, that
Oh,
statue. I loved it.
out of here. Yeah. And also, it's just been up for so long. It's in such a prime spot of the city that you can't really not go anywhere without passing it. And it's just an eyesore, honestly. It was
Yeah.
just not in front of the big police department building. I was like, get it out of here.
Get it out of there. And listen, I'm no fan of public art in general, but I think there's an opportunity here for the statues to either be replaced, and I don't know if you have suggestions for that. My personal idea is that they would be maybe a little cuter and do more, be a little
You know,
less racist and do more, like
I love
light up.
there's certain parts of being a Philadelphian that we don't acknowledge enough. I want a full size statue of every person in the Roots, the whole Roots crew. I want it. I want well, we already have a Rocky statue, but like let's get the crazy guy from the Phillies. What's his name? Grizzly or something?
Oh, from the flyer, gritty. Yeah,
Gri- Yes, let's get him in there.
yeah,
M. Night Shyamalan, very
yeah,
underrated Philadelphia native. Get him in there. Tina Fey, uptown, not
right.
right on the outskirts.
Upper Darby, right? Upper Darby.
Why not a whole cheesesteak statue? Let's get crazy. It's just like, why do we have to make it such a thing? Why can't it just be a thing that everybody agrees on?
Yes,
Night
yes,
Shyamalan is interesting.
yes. So I'm seeing a light up cheesesteak. as the gateway to Philadelphia.
Let's unite us all with steak and cheese, bread.
It's all I've ever wanted, Chanel. Well, we were talking about advice earlier. Do you have any good advice?
Oh, so much advice. I don't even know where to start. But if anything, I can tell everybody, don't be worried if things bother you. If you see things that it bothers you, don't feel bad about being bothered, because that's just a sign that you have a good heart and that you want things to change.
That's very good advice, Chanel. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you being here, joining us from the mountain resort. This has been terrific. And people can get the album, Chanel #1, everywhere, as you said, even on Napster. But do you
Even
get
on,
money if you get it on Napster?
I better, or else lawsuit. Yeah.
That's right. You'll be responsible for bringing Napster down a second time.
I'll do it.
I don't doubt it. Well, Chanel, thank you so much for being here. It's lovely to see you.
See you soon.
Okay, take care.